Kia ora. Welcome back to Let's Build a Website Part 3. Now, let's have a look at the stages we've been through. So this was us when we had organised the structure of our website. Then we gave it a bit of background colour and moved things about a bit. So we styled the body so we can see we've got some space in at the side and at the top. Changed the background colour. Added the styling to the header. Made a nice little box with a border and some curves. This time we've styled the navigation. This is a box without any curves, obviously, background colour white, and we've spread the links across. Changed the box colour. Can't see what the difference is there. Oh, and we made another nice little box for our footer, and we also put our article text. We centered it. So now what we need to do is get a bit of content in. What we really want to do is get an image in. Alright, so I've already looked up W3 Schools and checked out what it is, what the tag is to insert an image. So let's go back to here. I'm going to make this big this time. And I'm on the index page. I have my header. I've got my paragraph text. I'm actually going to put the image in here, and so I'm just remembering this, so it's definitely IMG, the image, and wow, look at that, it's going to give me everything I need. So the first thing it says is IMG SRC, image source. Where are we going to go and find this image? Equals, and we've got a couple of speech marks. I'm going to put my cursor in the middle. Now, I have got all my images in my images folder. So I'm going to start writing images. And you can see here it's brought up the images folder, which I'll click on. And now I just need to choose the image that I want to use. And I've nicely labelled them mountain biking, or MTB, there's a mountain biking one, Nutmeg, that's my cat, and sea swimming. So I'm going to choose Nutmeg. Now, alt means alt text. So if someone was using a screen reader to look at this internet page that we're making, but they couldn't actually see it, instead they use a screen reader to read what's happening, it would use this alt text and it would read whatever we put in it so that the person knows what the image is. So I'm going to write my cat Nutmeg, who is a shell. Gives them a bit of information. And the next thing I am probably going to need to do is give it a bit of styling. But we've got an opening angle bracket, we've got a closing angle bracket. For an image, we do not need a closing tag. So this is what the line of code should look like. And this bit here, the width and the style, the width and the height is a little bit of inline styling. So I'm just actually going to copy that, but I'll need to have a bit of a play around with it. And take us back here. I'm going to save this and just let's see what happens, if anything happens. Oh, there's my cat. Oh, it's a bit big. Now you can see this is a portrait photo. So I'm going to shrink it a bit. So I'll go back here and I just need to put that text there. Now you can see that the width is 500, the height is 600, so it is indeed portrait. We've just seen how big it is, so I'm actually going to go for, try 200, oops, that much, 200 by 400. And these will be in pixels. I'm going to save that. Jump back over to the browser, I'll just refresh it. Oh, that looks a bit better, but she's a bit skinny, so I might change that to 300 width. So I can just have a bit of a play around with that and get that sorted. Just something that I like the look of. Cool, that looks great to me. So I'd better add a bit of content. So rather than this is a heading, I'm going to give it some title and footer all about me, that's okay. And actually I'm going to add my other page. So let's just jump back here. Alright, this is the heading. This is my cat. Oops. And paragraph text here. Alright, I always this cat. Is now change this page. That's, what's that? 13 times 4, 12. Is it about 72? That's 72. Yes, yes. So she's. Oops. But now you can notice that the line is just going on and on forever. So I can pick any line here. So I'm just going to pick this heading. And do you remember what buttons I need to choose to get it to text wrap? Alt Z. And it makes the text wrap happen for the whole page. So now this line that we couldn't see before is now text wrapped. So that's cool. Okay, nutmeg. Oh yeah, all about me. Maybe, yeah. All right. We need another page. That's what we need. So I've got a placeholder here. Should have a wee placeholder there. Let's go for more about me. So notice what I'm doing with this. I'm using camel case actually, HTML, and so I've just said more. I've called it more about me. .html. I've got my little angle brackets. There it goes. Now I'm going to kind of do this a little bit of the text way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy everything in here. So I'm going to, oops, not there, here, put the cursor in the right place. That's highlighted. I want that highlighted. Right, select, copy, go to my empty page, boom. Right, I now have content. I can't necessarily get to the page. So first thing I need to do is give it a name. So I've got a home page and I'm going to have this more about me page. That is what's going to show on the web page. In this placeholder here, so we've got the list, opening list tag, closing list tag. We've got this A tag, which is the anchor, and that's hypertext reference. And we need to give it the address. That is the HTML file name. So it is more. And as soon as I start typing it, it's going to appear, or anything else that started with more. And it's really important that I actually just hit return and say, yep, thanks, I'll have that. Because if I do that, there's no spelling errors that are going to occur, and it will work. So I'm going to save that, and I'm just going to open. Now this is on the More About Me page here. This is where we are, but I need to make some content changes so we really do know that. If I click onto home, that link does work. And here we are. And because I haven't changed that navigation on the home page, it's still the hashtags. So that's cool. I know that's working. And what I need to do is just copy that line and jump back onto my index and go and find that line without this information. I'm just going for the quickest way of doing it, and there we go. So that means I can bounce between the two pages. Fantastic. What I better do here is make this different. So rather than all about me, I better put more about me. And put I enjoy outdoor activities. And this time I'm going to get rid of, well, I'm going to get rid of all of that. Let's start it again, right from the beginning. Actually, I'm going to do the same here. Now I notice this page hasn't text wrapped, so I'm just going to choose a little short bit and select it and Alt Z, and now I've got that paragraph text is all wrapped, so that's cool. Alright, so I'm going to go back here, I'm going to write image, there it goes. I'm going to start writing images, so I'm pointing to the source, which is my images folder up there. I've got a photo of me mountain biking. This is me mountain biking. Now I'm pretty sure that page is horizontal, so I need to go height. Oh, hang on. Now I've just forgotten exactly what it should look like. I'm going to jump back onto this page. Alright, so width equals and height equals, and I'll put it in brackets. So let's go equals. Oh, there they go. So if I go 400, and then I'll go width, and we'll make that 600, and we will save, see what it looks like. Oops, go away. Oh, yep, that's cool. I better add a little bit of text. I'm actually going to put 2 images there. So I can say this is a photo of, oops, competing in a MM Euro race. What you should be able to do, rather than me making it up as I go, is if you went back to your question sheets like that, remember right at the beginning, I'll just go take us right up to the top. Oh, it's going to be quick for me to go that way. So scrolling, and I've got you to answer these questions. Oh, that's not the, I took them away. I had answers there. I could just use this information. All right, but okay. Concentrate. All right, we're going to do the second image. There it goes. So again, I'm going to go, right, where have I stored it? It's in the images folder. There it goes. Sorry, I have a cat on my mouse hand, which is making it hard to type. This is a photo of me swimming and able, oops, did I spell that right? Dismal. Alright, now that is also a landscape photo or a horizontal photo, so I'm going to use the same height and width because that'll keep everything looking good, and put in a bit of p-text, some paragraph text, and this is go swimming in Tasman. Really lucky. Oops. To have a friend will be on my friend. So I will save. Right, okay, let's save that and let's go and have a look at what it looks like. So refresh that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. I think I would like this about me to go into the middle. If I was really mucking around, I'd actually change these navigation links to little buttons like on that Napier 1931 website. So if you want to do that, go and have a look at those files. I also want to, I reckon that would look a lot better curved, with curved edges. Yep, it's called footer. I should write something in there that makes sense. Maybe made by me, copyright 2023. And I would fiddle around a little bit more with the colour so it looks a bit more interesting. I could do something like make that really, this box really a dark blue and with white text so it pops through. The other thing I could have a fiddle around with is jumping into Google Fonts, and I could find a font that I quite like, and see if Roberto's always a really nice one to use. Could jump into there. Probably about this. Actually, I wanted to use it for a heading. I'm going to get 700 bold, so I'll get that in there. Now check this out. I've got all the links that I need. So in here we've got this link here. That's going to go in the header, and what else have I got there? I'll get the whole lot. Right, I'll just copy all of that. It's going to do that, and then this bit here is going to go into the CSF. So let's just do that so we can see what it looks like. Wherever I'm going to use it, I need it to go into the head area, and if I'm going to use it on both of these pages, I need to put it in the head of both of these pages. Otherwise, it's only going to show on one of them. So I'm just doing that as we talk, and you can see I'm also tidying the thing up. Okay, so that's that bit done. Save. In style, I need to go and find where I've got my font family. Here it is. Jump back on this page, and this is what I'm going to write here. So, actually, let's just copy. Saves any potential for errors. And there's my font family. And so what it's going to say, do you know what it's going to do? I only want that here. I only want it in the header. So I just pop it down here. So it's saying font family Roberto or another sans serif font. And everything else within the body should be this Verdana. So let's see if that has an actual fact happened. So get rid of that and let's have a refresh. Cool. So the font has definitely changed. If I jump onto that, yeah, it has changed. It would look so much better in the middle. Right, I'm going to pause. I'm just going to have a little bit of a play around and I'll show you what I've finished with. Okay, I've been busy. I've fiddled around with the colours, decided to stick with a monochrome colour palette. So it's all in shades of blue and shades from that one shade originally that I selected up here. It might have been that one. And so I went for a really dark, moderately dark, a very light, yeah, and as you can see, fiddled around. So it looks pretty good. If I was going to keep, so I've used the black text on the very light stuff. I might make that text a bit bigger. And anything dark, I've opted for white. Apart from the nav, I'd have to fiddle around with that a little bit longer to sort that out. And actually, something I should show you is it's really good to open on Chrome to test changes, especially if you start to make hover buttons for your navigation. Now, I've got this made by me, copyright. Oh, I forgot the year. Have I put it on this page? Oh, no, I haven't. So that's always a little tip for beginners. Let's put the year 2023. So I'm just going to copy that line, and I'll put that on the More About Me page in the footer area. Yep, so that's there. Is there anything else that I said I was going to do? I don't think so at this stage. There we go. If you wanted to style that second page a little bit differently, cool, okay, everything's there. What you could do is on page 1, we've got it called article. Page 2, perhaps you could call it, oopsie, page 1, it's called the article. Page 2, maybe we could call it content. And we could just have a go with styling it, because then you would style it here. So you'd have your article, do your content styling, and you could make it look a bit different perhaps. See what you think. Anyway, time for you to have a play and see what you can create. And remember what you're going to do. You are going to, I was going to show you opening on the other page. Do that. You're going to do some snipping. So this time I'm going to open with other browsers. If you do not have Firefox, I would recommend that you grab it down. It's really good. We don't want to set it as default though. It's really good to use a couple of different browsers as testers. And as you can see, it looks a wee bit different. It looks a lot bigger. Actually, it looks a lot better on this one, I reckon. It's always a bit slow to load, is what I've noticed with Firefox though. But we are, and it's probably because I'm going through a network, so it takes a while to, yeah, so it's pretty good. Cool. But if you were putting hover colors, so if I was hovering my cursor over this link and it was to change color, for instance, in Chrome, because of the way the cookies are stored, you wouldn't see it, but on Firefox, every change you would, and then with a refresh you would. So that's kind of good to know. Anyway, have fun, be creative, take your snips. If you need to shrink the page, remember Windows minus, oopsie, sorry, Control minus minus minus. Oh, there we go. It's a bit small, isn't it? But you know, you take your snip, get it into your onto your OneNote page. Do the same with the code. You might want to do that in parts so that I get to see that you've done. No, it moved. No, from line 1. Oh, that's because I've got this that's coming down. Yeah, so make sure I get all of it. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. I need to sign off. See ya.